Another day, more solo leveling. Since the first video I gave a lot of the backstory, let's just get into the books. The Solo Leveling 3 is really about an endgame grind. Jinwoo is already basically an S rank, even though he's not officially one, and he's more or less starting to get his army built out, get the equipment he needs, get better at his skills. That's basically where book 3 is positioned. A lot of the book takes place between him starting to get officially reevaluated as an S rank and being evaluated as an S rank. There's a few days of downtime during this period where he goes on some shenanigans. Since he's still officially an E rank, he joins a mining team for another guild. And mining teams basically go in after a raid to collect resources, whether that's monster bodies or magical materials to be mined. That's their job, is to collect it and get it ready for a collection team to go in. So he joins one of these mining teams, and since he's an S rank, in reality is very, very good at it. On the second day, he gets the opportunity to be a porter for an actual raid. And in my opinion, he joins for the purpose of just observing, learning how the raid is organized at a high level, because as an E rank, he never got to do high level raids. He would die. And bad things happen that require him to intervene and save the day. That's largely where book 3 ends up being, though. After that, he's reevaluated as an S rank and his public image starts to be noticed. Overall, I think the third book is also an excellent installment. You start to get a few more hints about the overarching story involved, and really the first 3 books are getting Jinwoo in place for the subsequent books. Speaking of, book 4 is weaker than the first 3 in my opinion. You do see some interesting interactions. Japan's hunters are brought in, but due to some lingering animosities between Korea and Japan from World War II, you can start to you see some interesting viewpoints and issues show up that in the Western world we wouldn't normally associate with Japan, really. Um, Again, I'm being vague just to avoid spoilers, but it's an interesting arc. You also get some really strong Hunter x Hunter vibes, specifically the Chimera Ant arc. If you know Hunter x Hunter, you know that arc, and that'll pretty much tell you what's happening in this book, which is pretty interesting to see. My problem is the book starts to fall off and feel a bit boring, because while Jinwoo is still getting stronger, he's still trying to level up, he's still trying to gain stats and better gear and a better army, the relative difference starts to not matter. Jinwoo at the start of the book is every ounce as capable of taking on everything that Jinwoo at the end of the book took on. Now, he might have a slightly easier time, but you don't really doubt that he's going to win. And you start getting into that One Punch Man territory of, once Jinwoo gets involved, the outcome is pretty inevitable. To counter that, they continued the trend of hinting at a broader plot with respect to the whole arc instead of just the book's plot. But that's kind of where that book leaves off. It's mostly just Jinwoo's now powerful. Japan is not necessarily the good guy, and Hunter x Hunter Chimera Ant arc is basically this book. It's definitely not as strong as the first 3, but it's in a weird position because it's kind of transitioning between Jinwoo getting stronger and Jinwoo being acknowledged as the strongest. But if you like this video, please leave a like. If not, a dislike. And once again, if you've read this series, please let me know what your thoughts of these two books were in the comment section. I hope you all have a wonderful day.